Take two, take two, take two, take two, take two, take two. Alright, so we are taking two, take two, take two. Take two, take two, two. One, two, take two, take two, take two. Testing the microphone. The microphone is being tested right now. Take two. GBFC Green Buffaloes basketball bouncing the ball through. See how they're doing it in style and fun. Take two. 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 Buffaloes. Buffaloes. Basically, it looks loud now. It looks loud. It looks loud now. Take two. Take two. Take two. Take two. Take two. Take two. Yeah? This one is okay?
Yeah, it's a. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead. It's a fuck, boy. We're going to clip them.
I'm never.
It's a fuck.
Yes.
We've been basketball chain.
But come and watch the next game. I think it will be a thrill of the day.
Save vote, boy.
Against
Bulldogs. No. It's ours, Bulldogs.
Arrows Bulldogs.
That would be a good game. Yeah, yes, no. But we have the Bulldogs are winning.
But why, depending on how I do this, it's basketball. It's not budget. As a broadcaster.
As a broadcaster,
Well, I've got 5 national championships. How many does he have? These guys, after I left home, 17 years ago, they haven't won anything. Let me revive them.
You want to bring them on the map? You want to bring them back?
Yes.
Like my chapa.
Yamba na tseni ya. Kama ngabadi, but na mzee. Any better must make us here out the basket. Sanda kusowe.
Kaeti kabwera lero. Okay.
Kama tia.
Where's Wilfred? He's there. He's there, coach. Because when these two boys play, and then there's a boy that you guys have been sleeping on, that new signing, number 7.
I can play.
That boy.
You can play.
Atikanacho wakurutas kampana.
Boy, yenda.
And be Tema. All right, so good afternoon once again. The basketball weekend continues here at the Nasdaq Arena in Lusaka under the Midlands Basketball Association. And it is the Green Buffaloes, the champions of a tournament that was held on the Copper Belt last weekend, coming into this fixture against Hawks. The name is Wenson Mavoro, and this afternoon I'm not alone, but with a regular name in the basketball world. This is a gentleman that we've seen play. This is a gentleman that has won 5 championships to his name. He has the bragging rights to talk about the game of basketball and also just add 1 or 2. So to those of you that are watching the live broadcast, you are in the safe hands because we've got no other than Gosa Hamadulu.
Good afternoon, viewers. It's good to be around here. We have Hawks against Buffaloes. It's going to be a very physical game, as we know the Buffaloes all the time. But we're yet to see what the Hawks are going to put in today. Let's see what happens.
So maybe you can start with the first 5, Gosa.
Yeah, sure.
Who do you think Hawks is likely to feature in this fixture?
So in the first 5, we have Suilanji Mumbi at 6, we have Kenny Ngoma at 4, we have Best Matalala at 5, we have Alex Nyondo at 11, and we have Sililo Mono at 8. These are guys that regularly practice together. We're yet to see what's going to happen in this game. I think they have the chemistry. I hope they don't get outrun though.
By the Green Buffaloes.
We all know what happens when the Green Buffaloes are playing. They outrun you.
Yeah.
Who do we have on the Buffalo side, Woodson?
Yeah, so basically on Buffalo side, we've got the towering Mike Banda, who is in jersey 14 as usual. And then we have Bright Chokolo, who is in jersey. No, Bright is not in. I'm trying to see the gentleman's name. Okay, so we've got Timothy Peary, who's starting today in jersey number 13, and then we've got Wilfred in 8, Eddie, and then we've got, I'm trying to see the jersey number there. I think when she's obstructing me, okay, 10. Yeah, so at 10 we've got Chewe Ernest, who is playing the 4 for Green Buffaloes, and as you mentioned, Gosa, obviously we expect to see this game to be fast-paced.
Yeah.
Looking at both Hawks and Buffalo, teams that are known for transition basketball. But Buffaloes is coming, from a very successful campaign on the Copper Belt, winning the tournament. And Hawks, at the moment, on the other hand, things haven't been very good for them. I think in their last 3 or so fixtures. So this game basically is more like redemption on their part. But it's not going to be easy because they are trying to redeem themselves by going up against Buffaloes.
Yes, indeed. I think the first thing that we should do is actually say congratulations to Buffaloes for winning the tournament in Kitwe. I think they played very well. They played very smart. They moved the ball as usual, as they are doing now. You can see that. A lot of ball movement, a lot of finesse. There you go. We all know that guy to do that.
Eddie
So
Bomba.
he did that on the Copper Belt.
And he has continued.
And he's continued. So
So
clearly
that is
now
Eddie Bomba.
we see what's going to happen now. So let's see what the Hawks have in store, Watson. Let's see what they have in store.
Yeah, so that was Eddie Vumba knocking out the 3 for Green Buffaloes. Suilanji with the basketball trying to find his way. Now let's talk about Suilanji, his advantages. Of course, Mike Banda is a very known dominant shot blocker in the league. But do you think Suilanji is capable of doing that consistently throughout this game, using his weight? And what other advantages can you talk about?
Watson is not using his weight, he's using his size. I think the guy has got advantages on a couple of avenues. I think the guy can shoot from outside. That will be able to help the other team actually get to penetrate, because Mike is a shot blocker, so he waits for anything around the ring. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's see how he's going to be able to adjust and dominate. That's a matchup there. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen, Watson. It's going to be a very interesting game to see how these guys settle down. I think the Hawks don't look settled yet. It's 9 minutes into the game. Let's see what
Still
happens.
there by Wilfred. Wilfred, that's an easy 2. What an interesting sequence of play. So a while ago we just saw Wilfred losing the basketball for Green Buffaloes, and he redeemed himself with that steal. Alex on the 3-pointer, and he fails to nail it. Hawks on the charge. Alex again. Indeed, Gosa, going to a point. Green Buffaloes there. That is beautiful connection there. Wilfred and Timothy Peary making sure that the soldiers, the men in uniform, are up by 6 baskets to 0.
They do that pretty well, Watson. Can you see the transition though? Look at that. Man in front, look at that. Look at that. Not forcing anything. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's a marvel to watch. It's a marvel to watch. It's a marvel to watch.
So going back to your point again, what we're seeing in the first 2 minutes of this game, Green Buffaloes clearly are comfortable at the moment, and I think it serves Coach Chipego well to call for that timeout and just to try and iron out 1 or 2 things, especially for his players that seem to be struggling at the moment. It is 6-0, 8 minutes 10 seconds remaining on the clock. It is Green Buffaloes up against Hawks Basketball Club.
I hope we don't get a blowout out here.
I hope so too. But anyway, like you mentioned earlier on, you know, Hawks is also a team that has been there. In fact, when we talk about Hawks Basketball Club, I think our viewers would be interested to know that it's one of the teams that has a rich legacy in this league. So it's not just a small regular team like any other. When we talk about, for example, Mateo Magic, when we talk about Unza Pesas, you talk about all these big names in the league, Hawks equally has that respectable basketball legacy as well.
Yeah, they do. Actually, they were sponsored by Premium Hawks, Premium Insurance way back. They are the actual owners of Zamshu Sports Complex.
Where Hawks practice from.
Where they practice from. They own that facility. So, for them to be able to play the way they're playing so far, I think it's a confidence issue. Because remember, we had this discussion, Watson, when the Buffaloes were coming in very confident. Maybe because it's a tournament they won last week, which is a plus for them, but very confident. The other team was not confident at all. So let's see. Maybe we're judging too early, but let's see what's going to happen.
I agree with you. Like they say, it's not over until the last whistle, and anything can happen in the game of basketball, as is our slogan.
True.
So we're yet to see what's going to happen. Wilfred. The ball movement for Buffaloes is superb, and Eddie Vumba cashes in a triple for the men in uniform. It is 9-0, 9 baskets to 0. 7 minutes 50 seconds remaining on the clock. Hawks yet to register a basket in this fixture this afternoon. Suilanji again using his size, as you earlier indicated. And I think this is something that these guys need to realize on the onset in this game.
Yeah.
Suilanji clearly has the strength, he has the muscle to work his way to the hoop, so make use of him as much as you can.
Yeah, but also, what he has to do is to ensure that when he goes to the line, he needs to score. Okay, so he's 1 of 3 now, which is good. He's got 1 of 3. Let's see if he's going to make it 2 or 4.
It is Timothy Peary with the basketball, charging forward for Green Buffaloes. Timothy calms things down. Eddie finds Mike.
The size again.
What do you make of that play?
Shouldn't have gone there. I mean, I don't understand why Eddie Vumba is actually the guy giving that guy the ball when he's just shot 2 of 2 and they've gone in. So why not shoot the ball? He's
Spoken like a shooter,
why not shoot the ball?
Spoken like a shooter, Mr. Hamdouni. So Best gets the rebound for Hawks. Kenny Ngoma is one of those players that has been having quite a very good season so far for Hawks Basketball Club. But surprisingly, he's been very quiet in this game. So Elanje trying to work his way in the paint. But unfortunately, it is still Hawks Basketball.
I think that's a bad call.
Is that a foul or a mere?
No, it's a mere inbound.
Okay. Again, turnover for Hawks. Eddie Vumba launches.
That's what shooters do. That's what shooters do. That's what I said on the last play. Watson. That's what I said on the last play. That's what shooters do. They shoot the ball. Okay?
Shooters get a shoot.
Shooters get a shot. You're wide open. The only thing between you and the hoop, and there's no one else to guard. Shoot the ball.
And Eddie Vumba does exactly just that.
Exactly.
Extending the lead for Buffaloes to 12-1. Suiv with the fast break. Finally, Hawks managed to get a 2-point off a Sowelanji fast break. It is 12 baskets to 3. 5 minutes, 40 seconds remaining on the clock. Best on the drive, but gets rejected.
Shoot or shoot, shoot or shoot.
Eddie Vumba launches.
Shoot or shoot. Not a bad shot at all. It just didn't fall. It's not a bad shot at all. It just
Not a
didn't
bad
fall.
shot at all.
No.
It just didn't fall.
It just didn't fall.
So confidence is really everything when we start talking about,
Yes.
you know, one doing what they do best on the court when it comes to the game of basketball.
Yes.
Best launches. Timothy on the break for Green Buffaloes. That's good aggression. And one of the things that this gentleman has for the men in uniform is that he is arguably, and I'd like to be very cautious with my words here, arguably he's one of the fastest players that I've seen active in the league at the moment. Timothy Peary, jersey 13 for Green Buffaloes. And the moment you leave open lanes, when this guy gets the ball in transition, trust me, Gosa, you have to be extra fit to catch up.
I agree with you.
Eddie launches.
That's what we say. Shooters shoot. Shooters shoot the ball. The guy is 4 or 5. He's got 12 already registered. Playing pretty well.
Gosa, I know you said this before we went on air. The issue or the probability of a blowout in this game. Unfortunately, this is something that I'm slowly beginning to think may happen in this game.
I'm not gonna call it early, but we all know these guys.
Timothy
Beautiful,
on the break.
beautiful. You were right when you said this guy is one of the fastest guys in the league, and that's true. You know, we have young guys coming up like him. We have young guys coming up like Chipom Sombo from Manalisan. These guys are fast. These guys are fast. These guys can play well.
And isn't he the one that actually got MVP on the Copper Belt? This same gentleman. It should be. It should be him. It should be him.
Yes.
If my memory serves me right, that is actually the MVP of the just ended tournament that was hosted on the Copper Belt.
Yes, he is actually. He is.
So now tell me, having played basketball goes for over 20 years, if you are on the floor right now and you're guarding a guy that is very quick like that, how is the best way of containing a guard like that?
Give him 1.5 meters. When he starts charging at you, just move your feet. Clearly, he's not comfortable shooting from range. He's not comfortable shooting 3-point shots. So he's not going to kill you from there. So basically, his role is what we call in soccer as a midfielder. Control traffic, move it around, you know, give an open guy. He's not really going to. There he goes.
Unfortunately, he just couldn't convert that one.
He's not
but
gonna
good read from Eddie Vumba, though.
Yes,
Good read.
Yes, that's a good pass.
Alex pulls up. And, because I have to understand one thing here. Why is Hawks Basketball Club keep shooting, you know, and clearly this hasn't been working for them so far?
I don't know really. I don't know what they're trying to do. I think the idea is they have an advantage on the post right now. I think no. Kaumba can actually play a very good role.
Oh, Kaumba.
Yeah, he can play a very good role on Mike. Just put his body there. And then when it comes to Sui on the other side, I think he has an advantage due to his size. He can't play against number 10.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so he can actually bump the guy and try to see what he can do. But they still want to shoot the ball. I don't know why they want to shoot the ball. They can go inside and see what they can do. But let's wait and see.
So Wilfred manages to book himself a trip to the foul line and fails to knock out his first attempt for Green Buffaloes. And when we talk about this young man, Wilfred, he's one of my favorite players on the Green Buffaloes roster. And he kind of reminds me, you know, his skill set, his craftiness, his IQ on the basketball court. He kind of reminds me of, you know, players like you that are now, you know. I don't say you're finished, sir. I don't say you're finished, sir. But look, he's one of those youngsters, Gosa, that really sort of, you know, embodies that kind. Look, I mean, that brilliantly executed shot. He's one of those youngsters that Gosa, you know, kind of has a bit of some traits that would normally see you, exhibit on the basketball court.
First and foremost, I'll say the guy is, you know, he's got a good head on top of his shoulders. I honestly think he's come back from a lot. Last season, he broke his ankle. He went into physio. He came back. You know, most of the time when you come back and you're hurt, you're always thinking maybe when I jump, I'll land on the same leg or land on the same ankle or whatever. But you can see the guy has passed that. He's gone through that. He's playing very well. He's very humble. I've had a conversation with him. He's very humble. He knows what he wants to do. So when we look at them, I would do that as well. I would take that shot as well.
The shooter's confidence, very important. Timothy Peary on the drive, and this time around, he manages to get it. Everything going Green Buffalo's way here at the Nasdaq Arena in Lusaka in the Midlands Basketball Association regular season fixture between the men in uniform and Hawks Basketball Club. 23 baskets to 3. 2 minutes 40 seconds remaining. Buffaloes indeed showing command.
Can we go back to the conversation of a blowout, Winter?
I think it's possible right now. I think it's possible.
You know, because actually his teammates have just confirmed that he was the MVP by chanting MVP, MVP as he was taking that shot. So now, if you look at the guy that's coming in, the guy was pretty heavy. Okay, the guy was pretty heavy. This is how you see that a team actually decides to make sure that the guy comes back. The guy, I think, has lost a lot of pounds on him. He's lost a lot of weight on him.
So that is Vembo Richard.
That's Vembo Richard. He's worked hard. And if this guy continues working, I think the guy is going to lose more weight. But so far, so good. So far, so good. So far, so good. Let's see what he can bring us though.
Timothy Peary finds Mike Banda.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Now we know why they call him MVP. Bro,
Work on both ends of the court, Gosa. Work on both ends of the court. Mike Banda with the dunk. Mike Banda with the rejection. Wilfred with the three-pointer.
Look at that hustle. Look at that. Look at that hustle. Look at that hustle. Look at that hustle.
Green Buffaloes are having themselves some basketball. My word. I mean, let's just talk about that sequence of play. Double-handed jump from Mike Banda. I like to refer to him as the Dikembe Mutombo of our league, you know, because of his knack for blocking shots.
Yes.
And then he immediately charges forward. Look at the defensive mindset that he has. He runs back and goes and blocks Kaumba.
But look at this. Where is it coming from? It's coming from the MVP.
Yeah.
It's coming from the MVP. Okay, it's coming from... Did you see the pass that the MVP made to the guy that shot the ball, Wilfred?
Wilfred, yes.
The guy was going up for a layup. All of a sudden, he spotted the guy. That's not a brilliant pass. That's a pass out of this world. The guy is not in this generation, sir. He's in the next 3 generations of basketball.
Yeah.
The guy is playing well. Look at that defense. Look at that defense.
Exactly. Good defense there
Look
from
at that
basketball.
defense. MVP.
Timothy, the MVP.
MVP.
He converts.
MVP.
It is now 28 baskets to 5. 1 minute remaining on the clock. Hawks still searching for a solution. And we have substitute on the floor, Gosa, for Hawks basketball. Just a little bit of miscommunication there between the MVP, Timothy Peary, and Mike Banda, the forward for Green Buffaloes.
Yeah, but I think for Timothy Peary now, he needs to start thinking. Because he's gone twice. He's turned it over twice. We appreciate the fact that he's fast, but he actually just has to calm down now. He has to be composed. He has to wait for it. You know, he's playing very well. We can't take away anything from him. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Swilanji with the basketball
Let's see what
inside.
happens.
But Buffalo is quite active on defense. What a wild shot there from Kaumba. Another wild pass again from Bright Chokolo there. Green Buffaloes. So Hawks have made some substitutions, Go. So let's talk about that. I mean, are you seeing any difference at the moment looking at the substitutions that Hawks has made?
None.
And going back to your point again, they have Kaumba inside, they've got Swilanji inside. And if they don't feed the basketball to these two forwards, they will not be having opportunities such as what Swilanji is giving them right now.
So what's happening with Swilanji is that he's running on 2 fouls right now. He's running on 2 fouls, and this is only the first quarter, and it's 20.5 seconds to go. We don't know how far he's going to be stretched. Hopefully he doesn't get fouled out. But other than that, I think they just need to stop the transition from Buffaloes, who run it extremely well. Look at the spacing. Look at the spacing.
Good defense there from Kenny Ngoma.
Look at
Vembo, look at Vembo, look at Vembo.
Look at that.
My God.
Look at the spacing. Look at the spacing. Shooters shoot. Shooters shoot.
Vumba.
Shooters shoot. Shooters shoot.
The man with the hot hand, Eddie Vumba, closes the first quarter in style.
The guy is 5 of 6 on the 3-point line, 15 points so far.
And that's your guy. That's your guy. That's your guy.
Shooters shoot. Those are the guys that people should be calling to the national team, actually. Those are the guys, because shooters shoot. If a guy shoots the ball and it doesn't go in and is wide open, he's supposed to shoot the ball. Say, you know what? You were supposed to shoot the ball, sub him out. But the guy shoots the ball. He's wide open, why not? Everything that he's done is just be practical, shoot the ball pretty well. 5 of 6, 15 points so far. Let's see what he has in store for us in the second quarter.
Yeah, so it is 31 baskets to 6. Hawks still struggling at the moment. Hawks still struggling at the moment to find their footing in the game, and right now everything is going for the men in uniform. And those of you that are watching this live broadcast on our various social media platforms, Litovia Television on Facebook, ZB Blogs Sport, Matera Magic Facebook page, you are at liberty to let us know where you're watching this game from and also what you think about this game. We would love to interact with you and have conversations with you as we always do. And we will be starting the second quarter. Buffalo obviously has had a dominant, extraordinary first quarter here. Everything going their way, the confidence, the chemistry, everything going to script. Now, let's talk about Hawks. What adjustment do you think Gosa Hawks need to make in order to come back in this game for the second quarter?
I think Watson, what they're not doing is bringing out the energy. I think the energy is pretty low. We saw that from the time they were coming in. The guys had low energy. The game starts as you are warming up. I think the guys need to bring the energy. The guys that are playing, the guys that are on the bench need to bring the same energy. So far, they haven't done much of that. The only guy that seems to want to win and want to play the game is Sui. Okay? So Sui Mumbi wants to play the game, but the other guys are just here. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Nothing has really changed about the 5 of the Buffaloes. So far, so good. Eddie is still playing. The other guys, the reserves, are still waiting. Let's see what happens.
So, Hawks with the possession at the beginning of the second quarter, and we are yet to see Kaumba with the basketball. Another air ball.
It's the confident side of it. I told you, it's the confident side of it. The guys don't look confident. So we have the matchup set now. Look at the forwards now. Kaumba is on Mike.
And I also like the movement of Richard Zembo.
Yeah.
Just around the basket. Yeah. There he recognized that Mike obviously had gone past Kaumba, and he just challenged. He went for that rebound.
Yeah.
Assuming the referee didn't call for that, Buffaloes could have still managed to get a point off Richard Vembo's awareness. So that is something that I just noticed that obviously is going to work well, especially for these guys.
Which is good. I mean, look, Watson, if the referee hasn't called, you still have an opportunity to score. Okay, so the guys, I think, are really bonding. The guys are playing well. Let's see what Kenny has in store for us now. Okay?
He's only taken one shot, by the way, and he's one guy that normally is their regular scorer.
That's a matchup. That's a matchup. That's a matchup. Look at the spacing. 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 Into the post.
Vembo trying to work on Sui, but the active hands.
Should I shoot? Should I shoot?
Vumba. Eddie Vumba having quite an amazing game, Gosa. I mean, this young man is having quite an extraordinary game, Gosa, this afternoon. Eddie Vumba. Again, Suilanji punishing them in the paint. And as we keep repeating, Gosa, over and over again, this is what Hawks need to do. At the moment, threes can fall equally, 2-point shots. We haven't seen much and many of them. So why not feed the post? Let Zent and Suilanji go to work. But again, let's go back to the guy that is elating the crowd this afternoon at the Nasdaq Arena. And
Eddie
this is Eddie Vumba so far. I know for a fact, sir, that you've had quite extraordinary games where your shooting was off the chart, where you made all of us look at you and say, I wish I had a gun, I could just shoot this guy. Because he doesn't seem to miss. Tell me, how does it feel as a player when you're in that rhythm, Gosa Amaduri?
Look at the MVP. Look at the MVP. Look at that. Look at that.
What
Look at that.
What a good find there. What a good find there.
Look at that.
He's the MVP for a reason.
He's MVP for a reason.
And my guy, Richard Vembo.
I think I have a nickname for him now. The traffic controller.
The traffic controller.
The traffic controller. He's doing a
Okay,
good job. He's
ladies
doing a
and
great
gentlemen,
job.
Timothy Peary is now officially the traffic controller. And Hawks have a tough time catching up with this gentleman because he does not only control traffic, Gosa, but he can run ahead of the traffic.
Yes. So you were asking me about
Yeah,
Eddie Vumba.
exactly. Like, and my question basically is, when you find yourself, having a very good game like this, where you're shooting extremely well, what goes into your mindset? How is that emotionally?
So basically, what you need to do is, I've seen here these guys are selfless. Okay, they're passing the ball, and they're moving it. You can see that they're just moving it around. He sees his man, he relocates.
Eddie launches. Right, Chokolo slices through the key. Oh! Look at the muscle flex there. What an interesting muscle flex there. That's from Richard Mwenda. Sui launches from 3. And earlier on, you did mention that Suilanji is one player that can actually give Green Buffaloes points from beyond the arc as well.
Yes. He tried to bring the guy back out, but the guy didn't move. I think he should take less of those because he's a guy that can predominantly rebound the ball. Let's see what happens.
Mono with the basketball trying
There you
to
go.
find his way in. At least he books his way to the foul line. He now has 2 shots for Hawks. 7 minutes, 17 seconds remaining.
Eddie Vumba is the future of Zambian basketball. I don't even know what I'm talking about, the future, when he's the guy playing Zambian basketball pretty well right now. If you look at the shooters that you have on the floor, on any given team, he's one of the guys that would kill you at any time. Coming from Denver Nuggets, going to Monali Suns, now at the Buffaloes. I mean, the guy has been progressing slowly but surely. We've all seen him as a kid, coming in as a kid, being disciplined as a kid. Now he's turned into a man. He's playing basketball as a man, playing very well.
At a high level.
At a high level. So let's see what happens.
So the massacre continues here at the Nasdaq Arena. 39-6 baskets in favor of the men in uniform Green Buffaloes who have made a substitution. The young man, James Kalenga, has now come in. And another interesting name that deserves significant mention is the skipper, the man himself, Thomas Mabaso, one guy that we've played with. We've had an opportunity, both of us, to play with on a number of occasions. One guy who has been very consistently good for Green Buffaloes over the years.
I had an opportunity to actually take a photo with him and a guy called Aaron Mandavala. We remember our battles when we were playing our battles way back, in 2001, 2002, 2003, in the academy, when there was Magic, Junior Hurricanes and Buffaloes. We had an opportunity to actually take a photo with the guy, and we called it 21 years later.
Okay.
This was a joyous moment. This was a beautiful moment, and I really, really enjoyed that moment. The guy has been able to play for a very long period of time. Like me, he's played basketball for 23 years, consistently. He hasn't cheated the game in any way. He practices hard, he works hard, he puts whatever it is. He tries to share his mentor with the team, which is very good. So far, so good.
And you know, the other thing that I like about Green Buffaloes at the moment is the recognition that they've made, giving youngsters
Yeah.
like Eddie Vumba, like
Yeah.
Wilfred Mvola,
Yeah.
an opportunity to become front runners for the team.
Yeah.
Whereas guys like Thomas Mamaso are there to provide the leadership, the experience,
guidance.
the composure, the guidance. Look
at
at the
that
pass!
Look at that
Brilliant there! My word! Richard Mwenda, how do you miss? How do you miss? How do you miss there? And for guys like yourself, guys like Thomas Mamaso, and guys like Malambo as well.
Malambo, which one?
Malambo Zico.
Oh, that guy.
Yes, that same
okay.
guy.
Yeah.
So I think what needs to be done is, deliberately when teams, in fact, teams should create deliberate programs that could help or that could facilitate for guys such as yourselves to be able to mentor and teach some of these youngsters on just the basics of basketball.
Okay, so what's going to happen is that a bunch of guys and I, when the league closes, we are about to start a program that we are going to call Sport Basketball. So Sport Basketball, SPOT, so that a lot of guys just know how to play sport basketball. Because what I see now in the league is that people just run all over anyhow. There has to be sport basketball being played. If you see that, this is an example of sport basketball. So the guy knows that when I jump up on that shot, I'm going to definitely make it. So you have to move the ball. You need to know where you're very confident, where you can make it at any time. So far so good. I think the 41-9 score will lead into a blowout. We say the guy shouldn't take those 3-point shots because there's no one to rebound the ball. But either way, let's see what happens in the last half of this particular quarter.
So Hawks have made a substitution, and it is Wupe that comes in for Suwilanji.
Yes, Wupe Mangala.
Mwenda, this time around, scores.
He likes difficult things.
He likes difficult things.
Clearly, he likes difficult things because when he's wide open and he has an opportunity
He's a soldier. He's a soldier. What do you expect? He's a soldier.
They like difficult things.
Yeah, soldiers like difficult things. I mean, training is hard. Their life is practically, hard is what is normal for them,
They don't like the free things.
No. So it's 43 baskets to 9, 4 minutes, 54 seconds remaining on the clock. Green Buffaloes still having the upper hand in this game. Hawks yet to find their offensive rhythm, yet to find their composure in this game. But right now, as it stands, it is the men in uniform. Again, another turnover from Hawks Basketball Club. And
the fans are getting bored at this game.
The fans are starting to sleep now.
I honestly think this is going to be a game 100.
Yeah.
I honestly think this is going to be
possible.
a game 100.
It's possible, Gosa, it's possible.
But the thing that you're noticing right now is that the fluidity of the team of Buffalo's players that are there on the floor right now is not as superb and dominant as the guys that started the first 5. These guys that are there are a little bit jittery.
Kalenga on the crossover. Kalenga finds Richard Mwenda. Richard Mwenda couldn't quite control the bounce, and it is now Hawks with an opportunity to charge forward and hopefully this time around secure a basket, as they've only managed to garner 11 baskets. Again, good steal there. Gosa, let's talk about that defensive.
Another steal. Good save, good save.
So Buffaloes have gone into full court press. Alva Jala there trying a scoop player, but unfortunately couldn't quite connect. I don't know what's happening, but right now I can tell you, man, somebody needs to come and rescue Hawks, because it's tough. It's tough for Hawks right now. It's tough.
The soldiers are making it hard.
In fact, I think we need to call some superiors in the Ark and Barracks and let them issue a command. Buffaloes need to relax a little bit. You don't punish your friends like this. This is unfair, man. Come on. This is unfair. 43 to 11 baskets. How do you only score 11 baskets in, like what, 18 minutes?
Actually, the idea is when the superiors come, they should just demand, let their necks go. Maybe they'll get to 20 in this particular half.
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, right now it's really tough. 3 minutes remaining on the clock, 8 seconds, 43 to 11 baskets. Everything at the moment going the way of the men in uniform that are currently enjoying a wave of winning, as they are the winners of the tournament that was just that just happened on the Copper Belt. And talking about what happens on the Copper Belt, Gosa, you were there. What is the significance of the tournament? Do you think this is something that we need to be having regularly as we go forward in our basketball in this country, and also the decision to take the tournament to the Copper Belt? What are your thoughts surrounding that?
So the tournament basically was not sponsored by anyone from here. The tournament was sponsored by the tournament was sponsored by the guys on the Copper Belt. So the guys on the Copper Belt did a very good job. You know, the issues that we normally have with tournaments, where when a tournament is done, you know, the prize money is supposed to be given in accounts and later on. This time around, the money, 35,000 kwacha, was given cash to the guys on site.
No stories.
No stories.
No
The
account
tournament
numbers.
is done. Your money is here. Thank you for coming. There you go. So the organizers of that tournament have actually said they'll be bringing up another tournament that will have a lot of funds this time around. I think an amount of about close to 200,000 kwacha. Hopefully, more teams will actually get to take part. But it was a brilliant tournament, well organized. Everything was on schedule. There was no favorability with the referees. For the first time, when you go to the Copper Belt and you're playing a Copper Belt team, there was professionalism. I think the officiating on the Copper Belt is improving, which is a good thing for the game here and overall in the country.
So kudos to the organizers of that brilliant tournament, and we expect more. But those of you that are watching the live broadcast of this game on our various streams, please let us know what you think about this game, and we will be able to interact with you on our platforms, and of course where you are watching us from. Buffaloes sitting on 43. Hawks, Gosa, have managed at least to score a basket. They're now at 13 with 2 minutes remaining on the clock.
I honestly don't think anything is going to change. I don't see anything changing. Remember what I talked about, the hustle. The guys look a little bit flat. Let's see how that happens. That's a good layup. That's a good layup.
Good layup there from Alex, and we need him and others to be more aggressive. We need him and others to be more aggressive to ensure that they help the team. Wilfred Mvula launches a three, and he fails to convert.
Look at that hustle. Look at that hustle.
From Richard Mwenda.
The guy's been given two.
That's like, is it 2 or 3 attempts? And Buffalo securing rebounds?
Yes.
The question then that comes is, where are the Hawks players?
Look at the hustle.
Did anybody miss the box out class?
I honestly think the guys are not here. They're here, but they're not here.
I agree with you, Gosa. I think I totally and 100% agree with you. These guys are just so lethargic today that I don't know, man.
Yeah, they're here, but they're not here. Because if you look at their demeanor, their demeanor tells a lot. Their demeanor tells a lot. I don't know if it's going to change. I don't know if it's going to change, because right now, if the legend Thomas Mabaso gets this one in, next thing that's going to happen is these guys are going to be up by 30. And they're up by 30. For a Super League team, honestly, I don't think these guys look confident.
For a Super League team?
For a Super League team, I don't think they look confident.
In fact, talking about for a Super League team, the game that we're just from watching a while ago between Lilanda Hits and Cabo Legends, I think was quite an evenly matched encounter as opposed to what we're seeing now.
Yes. Look at that. Look at that.
Richard went down the drive with the Euro, but gets rejected. It is Sililo with the basketball for Hawks.
This is a guy that would have blossomed, but I don't know what's happening. Huh?
Who?
Best.
Oh, Best.
Best is one of the guys that can shoot the ball pretty well. Look at that.
That's some lazy defense there from Chewe Ernest. I mean, if you can't front the man, why reach from behind? Because the referee is always going to penalize you for that.
This guy should try to get to 50 before the end of the half. We're trying to get to 100. Remember, we're trying to get a blowout.
100 is the goal. 100 is the goal.
100 is the goal. 100 is the goal. It's
Best with the basketball. And you know, talking about best, I totally agree with you. And there he goes. So he's one young man that I've watched who can actually shoot the basketball quite well. And maybe the confidence issue that you've been preaching about throughout this broadcast, Gosa, is something that he really needs to master. And besides that, I think the biggest challenge that Hawks is having at the moment is just basically, they don't look like they showed up for work, you know?
They don't have confidence. You know, their demeanor tells a lot, you know? You know, it's like they just want the game to end. They can't wait for the game to end, you know? Let's see what he has in store. Look at that difference. Look at that difference. Look at that difference. Look at that difference. Look at that difference.
And now, let's talk about the decision. Let's now talk about the decision that Alex made to shoot that basket. But you think it was correct?
No, it wasn't.
Or he could have just easily moved that ball and find a better, easy shot. Good 1-2 pass there.
Better basketball from them.
A bit too much there from Best with 0.1 remaining on the clock. So it is the half time, end of the second quarter rather. Green Buffaloes leading by, it's 45 to 19 baskets here at the Zamshu Arena in Lusaka. Hawks Basketball Club still struggling to find their footing in this game. But of course, Buffaloes is leaving nothing to chance here. And the one thing about soldiers is that the moment you go to war and you are in a game against the men in uniform, what you're going to get is nothing short of a fight. And those are some of the pictures from the Nasdaq Arena here in Lusaka that are here to witness the spectacular showdown that at the moment is going the way of the men in uniform, Green Buffaloes, who have the upper hand. We will be back with more as we begin the third quarter.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here with head coach of the Green Buffaloes team, Coach Isaiah. Right now, your team is in a comfortable lead. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, the lead, we are leading comfortably, but I still feel the second quarter we didn't play well. We slowed down our game. we allowed them to score. Hopefully the third quarter want to push. Then we started our first quarter.
Lovely. You guys have heard it here. So, coach, do you think the second quarter, is the third and fourth half are going to be yours too? Do you think you're taking the win?
Yeah, we still have 2 quarters to play. We compose ourselves, we relax. Our aim is to win and to win by a very big margin.
You guys have heard it here. Coach Isaiah, thank you very much.
When you're done talking to you get paid?
Wait, you did that? You were doing it alone? Or together?
Right, so welcome back to the Nasdaq Arena here in Lusaka, where Green Buffaloes is going against Hawks Basketball Club, and at the moment, in the first half, it has been a one-sided affair. Green Buffaloes dominating on all things. Talk about shooting percentage, rebounds, transition basketball. Everything at the moment is pointing to the men in uniform taking this game. But like we always say, it is not over until the last whistle, and anything can happen in the game of basketball. As usual, I'm not alone. I'm with the point god, as they say, Gosa Hamudulu. And Gosa, as we begin the third quarter, I've noticed that Buffaloes have reverted to the team that started and gave them the comfortable lead. And Hawks equally, I think I've seen, well, Swilanji is not in, but they've maintained, I think, 3 of their starters are currently on the floor. Do you expect to see any change?
These guys have to be more hungry. I think that's where it's coming from. From the look of things, their demeanor has to change. We can't have that. We can't have turnovers all of a sudden. The demeanor has to change. We have to play better. But if you see, we have the MVP back on. We have the guy who's got 6 of 7 3-point shots. We have Chewe, we have got Mike. Look at that ball movement. Look at the ball movement. Look at the ball movement. Look at the ball movement. Look at that. 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 The guys can move the ball pretty well. Pretty well.
Yeah.
Very good half-court basketball. Very good transition when they can. Let's see what happens.
And look at the hustle play from the MVP, playing as though they're the ones that are trying to catch up.
Look at the hustle.
Civil finds.
Oh, that's a good basket. That's a good
AKA
basket.
Pack. Where did he get the name Pack from, by the way? You call him Pack, like where did the name come from?
He thought he could rap like Tupac though. Look at that.
The MVP gets rejected there.
They're playing a little bit better. I think they look like they want to win now. They're down 24. Let's see what happens. There is a steal. So the funniest thing that people don't realize is that Buffaloes can't really guard a transition. But
Though they're good at it.
they're good at it, so they can't really guard transition. So let's see what happens. Look at that. 5 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go.
Good pass there. It's amazing how Mike Banda is the one that's running the fast break, eh?
Yes, yes. He trusts his guys on the other side.
Mike Banda with the rebound there, Eddie Vumba. And Alex is there for the taking. Can he score? And he gets, come on.
That was a definite block.
I thought so as well.
That was a definite block.
I thought that was a block. Come on, referee Mweshi. Give the people what they want.
I think that was a definite block. He met the ball, hit the board.
Exactly.
Unless his argument was that the ball was actually going up. But he met the ball, hit the board. They're down 22 now. Let's see what happens.
Yep, it is 45 to 23. 7 minutes played or remaining in the third quarter.
Another
Eddie
turnover.
Vumba there, turning it over for Green Buffaloes. Kenny Ngoma and Alex get rejected by Mike Banda. It is the MVP on the break. What a beautiful pass there. Nice pass there from Wilfred. Did you see the pass?
Foul. That was actually a foul. That was a good pass from Wilfred, but that was actually a foul.
Alex launches and rims in
Look
and
at that
out.
hustle. Look at that hustle. Look at that hustle.
It's the MVP. Not leaving anything to chance.
Where did this guy come from, man?
So, Goza, we've got Ellen who's watching this game, and she's saying Hawks will be facing relegation very soon.
Which is very possible. Because last time, the team that's not doing very well right now is Unza Pacers, owing to the fact that a couple of teams, individuals, withdrew from the team because of a decision by management. They were actually beaten by that particular team. So, I don't know. Maybe they need to go to the drawing board and come back up. But we've seen cases like this where teams come from the Super League and go to the B League, like the well-known Green Eagles. They haven't come back. They've had it very difficult to actually
Ever
come
since
back.
exiting.
Ever
the
since
Super League.
exiting, they've had it difficult to actually come back. So we don't know if their case is going to be different, but so far they're not playing exemplary basketball. They're not playing very well as a team.
Yeah, I think for me, for Green Eagles, Gosa, a lot of management and executive decisions need to be made to be able to bring that basketball club back into the Super League at the moment. If you look at the way teams are, when you look at the player movement, the way teams are stacking, restocking, Eddie Vumba continues with the assault from beyond the arc. And Hawks at the moment, I don't know if they can keep flying, because Green Buffaloes at the moment is having significant control of this game. Now, Joseph Mumba says Hawks will bounce back. Thoughts?
Is he watching the game?
He has faith.
No, but there are a lot of possibilities in basketball. There are a lot of possibilities in basketball. Look at that. Look at that.
The ball movement is superb, man.
Look at that.
The ball movement is quite superb.
Very superior.
From Green
Very
Buffaloes.
superior.
Hawks continue struggling.
Look at that. Look at that.
Easy 2. 53-25. 4 minutes 58 seconds remaining on the clock in the third quarter as Hawks. My God. Gosa, I mean, I don't know, man.
I told you from the inception of this game,
man. I don't know.
I told you these guys are ready to go. They were ready to leave this arena in the first quarter. I honestly think their demeanor is not right. Look at the other team is actually playing as if they are the ones that are losing a basketball game. Look at the hustle. Okay, they're fighting for everything. The guys shoot the ball, they're fighting for everything. The other team is just there.
Whatever's happening right now is definitely not the kind of basketball that we know Hawks to play. And we will be waiting just to see as the clock progresses if Hawks Basketball Club will be able to come back. But right now, it is still Green Buffalo's possession here at the Nasdaq Arena in Lusaka. Keep dropping those comments and let us know where you're watching from and what you think about this game. We appreciate those that have tuned in and are interacting with us at the moment. Let's keep the conversation going and grow the game of basketball together. Tussle there between Celilo and Mike Banda, which led to a jump ball, and it will be Hawks with the possession at the moment. But again, even as Hawks have an opportunity on this possession, will they be able to convert? Suelanje launches the three, can't quite connect. Eddie Vumba on the charge, finds Mike Banda. Mike Banda calms things down a little bit. Eddie launches, Gosa.
Look at the rebound. Look at the rebound. Look at the rebound. Look at the rebound. Look at the fight. Look at the rebound. The guys are fighting for everything. They are the guys that are up by close to 18 points, but look at what they're doing. They're fighting for everything, Wilson. They're fighting for everything.
And Coach Isaiah there making a substitution, allowing Wilfred to rest, and it is Dominic that's coming in. Another guard and youngster that had the privilege to play under your wing, Gosa.
I had an opportunity to play with that guy. Very, very good shooter, very composed guy. He actually has 2 championships.
By the way,
he has 2 championships.
Interesting details. So Dominic has 2 championships on the Buffaloes roster.
He's got 2 championships.
Interesting detail there. I think Cyril would have taken that shot. (53-25) is the score. 3 minutes 29 seconds remaining here. Green Buffaloes. Still.
Like I told you. You know, these guys. Look at that hustle. Look at that hustle. Look at that hustle. Look at that hustle. The guy's got height, but the guy's got hustle as well, and he's got heart now. You know, I had an opportunity this past February to actually play with these guys at the national team. You know, very humble guy, very hardworking guy. He knows what he needs to do. Mike Banda knows what he needs to do. At the time, he needs to do what he needs to do. You know, so far so good. He's matured into a player that he was going to be. His history and where he's coming from is pretty rich. The guy has worked hard for everything that he has, which is a good thing.
So Buffalo continue with that brilliant swinging of the basketball. Dominic makes his first 2-point attempt. Unfortunately, he couldn't go in. Alex gets rejected there. Richard Mwenda. That's good defense there from Richard Mwenda.
That's good defense. That's good defense. Is he the same guy that actually blocked the other guy?
Yes, he is. He is the same guy.
Look at that.
Alex
Look at
and Kenny. And Kenny Ngoma is surprisingly very quiet in this game. No attempts, no nothing. And I mean, this just proves, Gosa, that really Hawks is not in this basketball game for whatever reason.
Look at that. Look at the MVP.
He didn't want to leave it off the board for Mike Banda, who was coming.
I thought by now we're going to be at 75, but surprisingly, that's a shot. That's a shot. These guys need to do that more. They need guts.
They're now playing full press, hoping to reduce the assault that Green Buffaloes is inflicting. The ball movement is just so amazing for Green Buffaloes this afternoon. Dominic finds Mike Banda. Mike Banda on the post up.
Look at that turn. Look at that turn.
Beautiful shot there from Mike Banda. Beautiful shot. Alex launches.
The guy just needs to do a little bit more of that. He's trying to get into the paint, but he's not having a good time in there. So all he has to do is when he's got an opportunity,
the MVP continues to be aggressive. And that's one aspect of his game as well that I like. You know, Timothy Peary is one guy that will continue. It doesn't matter how many times you block him. It doesn't matter how many times, you know, people play hard defense on him. His level of aggression is that which does not relent. He'll keep coming. He'll just keep attacking and assaulting.
I've heard a rumor, Wetson. I've actually heard a very strong rumor that there's going to be a very interesting week ahead of the deadline in ZBA. I hear a couple of people have moved from one team to the next. We don't know who. Rumor is true or false. We don't know what's going to happen as we approach the deadline for the people to actually move from a team to the next. So let's see what's going to happen.
So we're likely yet to see again player movements, eh?
Yes. The deadline is this Friday. So let's see what's going to happen.
So Ellen continues and says, this game should have been at 12 hours and replaced with a women's one. Come on, Ellen. Ellen. Come on. Eh? And Mwachambo Kathy says, way to go, Buffaloes. So Kathy is giving props to Green Buffaloes, who are at the moment doing everything well in this game. The MVP launches the three.
There you go. There you go.
He nails it.
The traffic controller, we call him.
Exactly, the traffic controller. Controlling the traffic. Eddie Vumba, my word.
The guy is 9 of 12. The guy is 9 of 12. Eddie Vumba, Wetson, continues to do what a shooter is supposed to do.
That is shoot the rock.
Shoot the rock. You're wide open, shoot the rock. He's 9 of 12. He's missed 3. 9 of 12. He's got 27 points so far. Playing very well. Let's see what he has in store for us in the last quarter.
And it is 66-33 at the end of the third quarter. Green Buffaloes dominating Hawks Basketball Club at the moment, who seem lost. And I don't want to use the word hopeless at the moment, but anyway, until the last whistle, we'll wait and see what's going to happen, because we've sat 3 quarters here waiting for Hawks.
You remember when we were kids and they would say when the fat lady sings, that's when you decide to stop playing.
Exactly.
Wetson, I think the fat lady has already sung on this one.
I mean, she's sung as loud as can be, you know. So I don't know. At the moment, I think we expect Hawks to be a team that has been in the Super League for quite some time. In fact, from the time that they earned their promotion into the Super League, Hawks has been doing a tremendous job, has been competitive. They've worked their way. They've done everything possible to stay at this high level of competition in Zambia. But to see them show this kind of basketball, this kind of display that is below average, really disappoints a lot of people that are watching and that are in this Nasdaq arena. And it's so funny that it's very quiet in here.
Yes.
You know, this is unlike what you would see on any regular day when there's basketball action going on.
So this is what you call a semi-blockbuster game. You know, I think the league needs to do a better job in making sure that what you call a Super League is a blockbuster game on any given day. You know, the stands are a little bit too empty out here. It's very quiet. You know, the Hawks are ready to leave. I don't know what's happening, but the Hawks are ready to leave.
They're tired.
They're tired. I think they played better in the third quarter.
So on the Matera Magic Facebook platform, we've got some comments there. We've got Isa Daka who says Hawks is fighting now. Well, anyway, yeah, maybe. We've got Floyd Kwale Kalindi who says let's go Buffaloes, rooting for the men in uniform. Madaliso Mpamba says Hawks are cheaper. I think, Madaliso, we can rightfully agree with you. And Floyd again says Buffalo clearly wants it more. Agreeing with your point, Gosa, earlier on, where you said despite being the team that is sitting on more than 30 points lead, Buffaloes is playing with composure and with that sense of urgency that makes them look like they're the ones that are trailing.
Yes.
Madaliso again says Buffalo has rested its super weapons.
Look at that. Look at that.
Shooter's gonna shoot.
Nothing but net. The guy is 10. Look at the hustle. Look at the hustle. Look at the hustle. Look at the hustle. That's what tells you what these guys are all about. That's what, whether they're down or up, the guys are still hustling in the same way. By the way, the MVP for this particular game is not the MVP. The MVP for this game is top scorer right now. He's got 30 points. He's 10 of 13 shots. Those are 3-point shots. Those are 3-point shots. And what?
What a good play there. And look at and look at the gesture there from Richard Mwenda.
Too small.
Too small. Whoever was guarding Richard Mwenda is obviously too small at the moment.
I'm still feeling we're getting 100 on this one.
You think so?
Yeah. As long as the 5 remains, I think they'll get to 100.
So Madaliso Mpamba continues and says, Buffaloes is that easy.
Did you see the shot?
Yeah.
So it's got a free shot. You can take it anyhow you want. You can even jump.
You can even jump. It's got a free shot. Zuilanji on the drive. The big man taking it personal there. Does he have a choice? No, he doesn't.
Look at that.
Eddie Vumba launches.
Look at that.
Richard Mwenda there.
That's a good play. That's a good play.
That dude is actually strong on the left.
He's left-handed. Now.
Mr. Traffic Controller there, rims it in and out from the three-pointer as Kenny Ngoma comes and charges forward for Hawks Basketball Club. Alex takes the triple.
Kenny tried to hustle on that one.
But it's been very offensively quiet, unfortunately, in this game as well.
He's been very quiet. So our top scorer right now has 30 points. He's 10 of 15.
And that's Eddie Vumba. He gets blocked twice. And look at the wagging finger, and that's where the Dikembe Mutombo nickname that I gave him comes from. He always wags that finger to remind people that, hey, this is my house. Kenny thought about it, but then decided not to take it.
Look at that difference. Look at that difference.
I think Mengo should have passed that ball
He had
to
two
Timothy,
options.
who was on the corner there.
He had two options. I think he should have shot it first time it came in. What's that? .6:17 to go, 72-37, Buffaloes.
Alex launches from deep and he converts that one. 72-40. Eddie Vumba launches and he books himself a trip on the foul line for 3 points for three free throws. Eddie,
For what?
he continues.
For-
3 free throws.
Okay. I was just teasing you with that.
Bit of a tongue twister there.
Let's see if the guy is actually going to go to 33 points now.
Yeah. So that's like
That's 31.
Eddie Vumba having quite an impressive game here. So you seem to you've got somebody who's asking, is that Gosa
That's
Hamadulu
32.
on the commentary? I think, sir, you can answer for yourself.
Yes, it is.
There's somebody who's asking, Edward Siame there, wants to know if it is the legendary Gosa Hamadulu on
Yes,
the commentary.
Yes, it is, Edward. Isaac Kamdulu Gosa.
So there you have it, Mr. Edward. It is yours truly, Gosa Hamadulu, doing the commentary. And we've got Lungowe Wamulume, who is giving us some hugs. I don't know whether these hugs are for us or for Hawks that is brutally being clobbered here.
There you go!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Look at that!
welcome to
Look
Ghana
at that!
Basketball. Mike
Look at
Banda
that!
adds the nail to the coffin. My God, I don't know if that will leave some energy or whatsoever for Hawks Basketball Club. What a jam, man. What a jam.
I honestly think this one is done. I honestly
You honestly think the game is done?
I think this one is done.
Mike Banda, ladies and gentlemen, emphatically putting his stamp on this victory. Yes, Green Buffaloes is leading by over 37 points, but for Mike Banda, he has to put a stamp on it, and that's exactly what he just did right there.
He just did that, Watson. He just did that. But you see, what I like is the composure of Coach Isaiah. You see, Coach Isaiah is a guy that's composed right now. And if you've seen what's happening, that dunk didn't even move him. You know? Look at the TC. Look at the T squared. Traffic controller. Traffic controller.
And the pass.
Traffic controller. Look at his hustle. Look at his hustle.
This guy has such extraordinary speed as well. Kalenga. The assault continues. Green Buffaloes at 79 and Hawks at 42. 3 minutes remaining in this game. And finally, Selilo manages to score for Hawks. Eddie Vumba launches again. But this time around fails to connect. Kenny Ngoma with the ball.
Good pass.
Kenny Ngoma finds.
Good pass. That's the first time I've seen Kenny Ngoma play basketball really well. In the whole game, I think he's been really quiet, like you say, Watson. So Eddie leaves the floor. 18 attempts, 10 3-pointers made, 3 on the line, 33 points. That's a splendid performance.
Indeed, splendid performance in this fixture. And 2 minutes 49 seconds remaining. Hawks still trying to salvage what they can from this brutal beating by Green Buffaloes, who have continued.
I'm still hoping for a game 100 though.
2 minutes. Do you think Buffaloes can give us 19 points in 2 minutes?
Possible.
What a wild shot there from Kenny Ngoma. And an easy 2 there for Green Buffaloes.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Selfless play. Selfless play. If we don't get to 100, let's get to 90 at least.
At least 90. So they've got 7 points to hit 90, and Vupe launches. Kenny Ngoma there. Kenny Ngoma launches again, and it's an air ball.
Look at that.
Buffaloes on the attack.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
It's like Hawks has even stopped playing defense now.
They just left the building.
Alex there for Hawks. What a turnover. Again, Buffaloes have an opportunity. Fembo.
Look at that. Look at selfless play. Selfless play.
And I think Coach Chipego has had enough of the brutal beating.
If you were Coach Chipego right now, Watson, what would you be saying on that timeout?
I'll just be telling the guys, you know, one thing that, you know, life goes will beat you in so many ways. A lot of things will happen to you. But how you react to what happens to you is what truly defines you. So in this game, clearly, Hawks has been, whatever has been done to Hawks is beyond beating at the moment. But what I'll tell my team right now is not for them to behave like the scoreline at the moment. The scoreline shouldn't define them. Yes, the better team is Buffaloes right now, but show some fight. Go out there, play the game that we know you to play. I mean, we've only seen Alex to be the guy that's been consistently shooting, whether he misses or not, and Sui. The rest of the guys in this fixture, it's like they've just been here, you know? And I love what you said. At first, I was like, I thought maybe, Gosa, you were being a little bit too harsh, but sir, I think I owe you an apology because you were correct when you said these guys wanted to leave as soon as this game started.
As soon as this game started. So
you were 100% correct.
So you see, these guys just came in and their demeanor was very low. It's like something happened, you know. Let's see what they have in store. That's a good play. The guy doesn't want to score, and yet he's right there.
Sir, there's a question for you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ellen has got a question for you, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with the Warriors? Is it lack of training or basketball? Can we expect to see them in the championships? As it looks like it's...
To Ellen, that's a very good question.
What's happening, sir?
I'm providing commentary right now. That's what I'm
At the basketball, tell us, sir. Buffaloes with the
Look
rebound
at that,
there.
look
It is
at that.
Timothy Peary.
Look at that. Good pass.
Another dunk, ladies
There
and
you go.
gentlemen, and this time around, it's a double-handed jam. Timeout again for Kochipego. I don't know. Is it really necessary?
I'm going to ask you again.
Is it really
I'm going to
necessary?
ask you again. What's the timeout for?
Well, the coach has to look like, you know, he's working maybe. But I mean, I don't know, like 16.2 seconds remaining on the clock. And Kochipego, I mean, he does have a right to call for the timeout. And I feel strongly the message there should just be to tell his guys
No, he doesn't.
to look like
No, he
they
doesn't.
came to play.
No, he doesn't.
At least they should look like they
No,
came
he
to play.
doesn't. No, he doesn't. He's got 2 timeouts per quarter, but it doesn't mean that he has to call a timeout when they're down. What?
With 16 seconds remaining.
They're down 43.
Yoram Musanivute Piri says, "Ba Buffaloes bakule kafie."
This one ended just when it started. This
What
one
a
ended-
disappointing display, Gosa, of basketball from Hawks. We expected a better matchup. We expected a better fight, especially considering the fact that they are in the Super League and they're one of the teams that, by the way, they don't finish bottom in the Super League over the years.
No, they don't.
So we expected a better fight. Alex launches, fails to convert. Vembo with the rebound and he holds on to it. So the target, as you said, was 90. Vembo has that opportunity, obviously. I should think so.
No, he's not.
No,
shooting
it's
two.
actually a side ball. It's actually a side ball. 9.8 seconds remaining. Will Green Buffaloes hit? And it counts. So 91-46 is the final score here at the Nasdaq Arena in Lusaka. Green Buffaloes dominating and beating Hawks Basketball Club. We can confirm to you right now that indeed the men in uniform have manhandled Hawks. The bird can no longer fly because it is the buffalo that can hoof and puff and do its thing in a way that is so emphatic. That is what has happened here. Hawks Basketball Club. I mean, look at the crowd, Gosa. They're now just chatting and talking because, I mean, they just had enough of seeing Hawks being manhandled here.
Well, that's true. Let's see what happens to them. I think they need to regroup. They really need to regroup and just look at what they want in this season, because most of the teams that actually beaten them are teams that are not doing very well. An example is one of Unza Pacers. You know, I'm biased towards Unza Pacers.
Yeah. As a Pacer nation.
Not only
A
that,
former Pacer
not
nation.
only that, because I'm part of the alumni.
Okay.
But I think a team like Pacer shouldn't really be beating a team like Hawks. That's been there for some time. But this particular game, we knew what was going to happen. We just didn't know to what extent this was going to happen. So, Watson, the final score 91-46, beaten by 45 points, close to 46 points.
And this is a Super League matchup. So coming up next will be Bulldogs Basketball Club versus Red Arrows. Another thriller, full of intensity, energy, exhilarating, and a battle of bragging rights. Both teams coming from the Bantam League into the Super League at the same time.